Okay, so today I'm here to talk about five the top five worst movies of 2023. And I say top five because I only watched five movies that I really didn't like this year. So let's just get on with it. I do have one honorable mention, or dishonorable, whatever you want to call it. And that is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let's just say I watched this movie when I had a sinus infection. So that just made it even worse. Bad movie. Yeah, it was just a bad movie. Didn't like it. Bad acting, bad writing, bad everything. Bill Murray couldn't even save it. And that's really saying something because Bill Murray is an incredible actor. And he couldn't even save this pile of garbage that was Ant-Man 3. But now on to the top five. So number five is The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Okay, so this movie was not what I was hoping for at all. It was supposed to be based on a chapter of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it was not at all what I was hoping for. It was more tragic than anything. It really wasn't scary. And Dracula is the weakest part of the film. And it's supposed to be based on a chapter of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And Dracula is the weakest part. That's bad right there. But overall the acting was fine, the characters were fine. It was just disappointing. I've rewatched it a couple of times just because it's not a terrible movie. I wouldn't really recommend watching it if you're looking for something scary, but looking for a tragic film that just happens to have something to do with Dracula. Go ahead. So number four is The Creator. I fell asleep watching this film. It was just boring. It was another movie about AI and stuff like that. Did we really need another one of those after Megan came out in January and Ex Machina in a few years ago? Do we really need another one of those? It was boring. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I didn't finish the movie. I just went to sleep and never came back to it to rewatch or to finish it. Now on to the movies that are bad. Actually bad and not just disappointing or boring. these three movies that I'm going to be talking about are by far the worst movies I've seen in a while, besides Battlefield Earth. But I won't go into that one. Okay, so number 3 is Poor Things. Now, I saw this movie on Wednesday, actually, when I made that video about the camera. I had some expectations for it, because it's supposed to be about a woman that was brought back to life by a Frankenstein-esque scientist type of thing, but it really wasn't that at all. It was supposed to have graphic nudity and sex and stuff in it, but it was one of those movies that used an intimacy coordinator. All those sex scenes looked fake and phony and horrible. There was one scene that just looked like Emma Stone's character was just riding an exercise bike, not wearing any clothes. And just making ridiculous noises. It was really long. I mean, it felt longer than one of the movies that's on the best movies of 2023 list, but this movie, Poor Things, just kept going and going and going. It didn't feel like it was ever gonna end. It was just bad. Not as bad as number 2, Five Nights at Freddy's. Ugh. This was a PG-13 movie that was, here's how you know it's not going to be very good. It's streaming on Peacock at the same time as it's releasing in theaters. Why are they still doing that? That is a huge red flag right there. It was not scary at all. The animatronics looked bad. None of it made sense. It was all just horrible. It's sad that they're trying to do this thing with the adapting video games into movies. Gran Turismo was good. I liked Gran Turismo. That was a good video game adaptation right there. This Five Nights at Freddy's was bad. Very bad. When Blumhouse sticks to ideas that are not anything to do with movie franchises or video game stuff, they make better original films than these sequels and reboots and stuff. There's actually two Blumhouse movies, Night Swim and Imaginary, that are coming out in 2024 that look interesting. Night Swim is based on a short film. So I'm intrigued to see how that is. Hoping it's good. imaginary, well, I don't know what the source material is for that, if there is any. But yeah, on to number one. This is by far the worst, which is why it's at number one. The Exorcist Believer. Okay, enough vampire things. Okay, probably should stop trying to be a vampire. Where do I even begin with this? This was another David Gordon Green film, like the recent Halloween trilogy that just ended. All the reboots and stuff of Halloween. Basically, just trashing the older movies. The same thing here for Exorcist Believer. The plot didn't make sense. How could one demon possess two characters, two people at the same time? These characters. These characters weren't very good. The writing was not good in the slightest. I hated the ending. Because why? Why would... It goes along with that thing with the plot. Who in their right mind has ever heard of a dual exorcism? I doubt anybody has. Only one of the girls survives. And it was... the choice was already made, even though the other characters were tricked into thinking that they had a choice. They brought back Linda Blair and what's her name? Regan's mother from the original Exorcist. They only used Regan's mother in this film for 5 seconds, it felt like. So a huge waste of a character. Just fan service. It was bad, guys. It was... it was really bad. They're just trying to make money off of these horror fans who liked the original film. And supposedly they're gonna try to do a sequel. My suggestion? Don't even. Do not make a sequel to this. Doesn't deserve it. But anyway, that is about it for this video. So, that being said, if you like this type of thing, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. If you want to see more movie reviews and video game stuff. And yes, I will see you in the next video for top 10 best movies of 2023. More excited for that than filming this.